Oops, there we go. Oi. Yeah, I guess 6,500 videos, essentially. It's like, I've never done a video summation on original Buddhism. And when I say original, I mean original, okay? Not Zen, not Tibetan, not Theravadins, all those yellow-robed guys running around Southeast Asia. Yeah, Laos, Burma, Thailand, Ceylon, which we call Sri Lanka. Those are Theravadins. By true definition, they're not Buddhists. And they can't be. They're Buddhists. Of course they are. It's like, no. By true definition or not, because the Theravadins came from the Sarvastivadins, which didn't exist until approximately 700 years after the death of the historical Gautama. They sprung up in the 3rd century CE, and that's not my opinion. That's a fact. Okay? If that specific fact upsets you, it's not my concern. A truth seeker is interested in facts, no matter where the cards may lay. But anyway, I was very interested in thinking about making this 2-part video series past couple of days. Because, I've made many videos about Buddhism, but I've never made like a, in a nutshell, 2-part. And there are some good books. One is called Doctrine of the Buddha by George Grimm. So I've been translating ancient Pali now for over 22 years. And you would just like have to sacrifice your life to even learn that ancient dead language. I'm not saying, if you don't want to do it, go for it. You're making a mistake. You're just going to waste your life learning an ancient dead language. It's not going to make you any money. Hasn't made me any money, nor that I try to start it by thinking of making money doing it. I've done a lot of Pali translations, but if you want to go to the original source without having to learn ancient Pali, you could read the Pali translations by Caroline Augustus Foley Rhys-Davids, CAF Rhys-Davids. I used to be a member of the Polytext Society. I think I might still be a member of the Polytext Society located in England. Another great book is called Doctrine of the Buddha by George Grimm, Grimm. Wonderful book, quite rare, kind of hard to find. They might have republished it, I don't know. But anyway, I'd like to go into this second parter on Buddhism in a nutshell. That's kind of what this 2-part video series should be called. And I'm going to read some passages and talk about Buddhism between reading these passages. Followers, this body is to be seen as it really is. It is merely the product of past kama and ignorance. Samyutta Nikaya 2.65. I think that one's kind of abundantly clear. Aryatangika Magga is the Amatagama Magga. The noble path is the path leading to immortality. Amatagama Magga, path to immortality. That's Samyutta Nikaya 5.8. Now, modern Buddhists, and I've made many videos about this topic, there's no person on this earth that knows more about the term anatta and anatman than I do. Modern Buddhists will tell you, Buddhism teaches there is no soul. Buddhism is distinct. Literally, this is all over the internet, millions and millions of videos. Buddhism is unique. It teaches anatta and atman, which means there is no soul. Prefixual an, meaning not, or there is no, atan, or atman. And whether you say anatta or anatman, Pali or Sanskrit makes no difference. Same thing, just 2 different languages. This is what that means. Buddhism is wholly unique and teaches there is no soul. There is no such passage in doctrine. Absolutely nowhere. The term is not used in a pejorative sense. It is a via negativa, an apophatic methodology, a disubjectification. This is not the soul, that's not the soul, this is not the soul. There is no such thing as a doctrine of no soul. Anywhere within original, I need to emphasize the word original Buddhism, does not exist, period. Yet, you'll find it on Wikipedia, it's found in Encyclopedia Britannica. You know the number of people that translate ancient Pali on this earth? About that many, and I'm one of them. This isn't like my translation or my feeling or my belief. It's like, well, you got to be wrong because, hundreds of thousands of Buddhists can't be wrong. I would debating this topic over the years, and I've literally become, seriously, no exaggeration, the world's foremost expert on this specific word in doctrine. I've debated these people for decades, literally. They always fall just like that. They're so easy to completely derail, because all they'll do is give you their feelings or belief or what their teacher tells. Like, let's discuss what Buddhism actually did teach. The term anatta is used 556 times. There's 22 compounds. It is only used in a pejorative sense regarding phenomena. This is not the soul, that's not the soul, this is not the... Now, if you were a smart person, which I hope you are, if I were in Alaska or something, I said, this icicle is not a palm tree, and this walrus is not a palm tree or a coconut, would you stupidly and unintelligently, well, there's no such thing as palm trees? No, I'm pointing out to you because the subject is never an object to be witnessed. And so the only way you can know the subject is not objectively, but through negation. Yeah? You see, that's what a liberation ontology must teach. Logically. This is what theurgy or disubjectification means. You cannot know thyself or thy soul or the absolute objectively, because by definition it is the subject. You can't know it objectively. So the only way you can know the subject, which is transcendence, which is wisdom, is through negation. This is not the soul, that's not the soul, that's not the soul. If Buddhism actually taught, and this is so important, and no Buddhist has the wherewithal, meaning the mind, to understand this, if Buddhism actually taught that there was no soul, it would simply have some doctrinal passage, and there's nothing even close to it, where it would say there is no soul. Somebody say, what about the soul? No, there is no soul. You wouldn't have to point out what wasn't the soul. Like, this isn't the soul, that isn't the soul, this isn't the soul. You wouldn't have to do that. You just say, followers, there is no soul. Don't ever ask me about that word again. Don't do it. There is no such passage. This is like the simplicity of fundamental wisdom that Buddhists don't get. And I kind of went off on a tangent there, but yet it was still apropos and probably quite funny. You see, it's really, really important. I read this passage in part one of this, that Tathagata, the Buddha, is a designation for a Brahmabhu, having become Brahman. This is immortality, that being the liberated suvimutta cittasa, that being the liberated mind which does not cling after anything, Majjhima Nikaya 2.265. This is immortality, amata, that being the liberated nous or citta, or mind. English word for mind and consciousness are kind of intermingled, and that's a problem for English. The suvimutta cittasa, the thoroughly liberated citta. Immortality. You see, you don't even have to use the word soul. We can just talk about immortality. Immortality? Well, geez. That kind of sounds like pure subjectivity, i.e. the soul. Oh my God. Steadfast in the soul, tithatati. Chitta. By the way, the ancient Egyptian word for that is the word chet. Yeah, chet. Steadfast in the soul, the compound word, tithatati, means one is supremely fixed within the citta. Yeah? Silakandavaga 1.168. Your citta is supremely emancipated, like the full moon on the 15th day in the dark of night. In other words, full moon. Samyutta Nikaya 1.233. Here is the single most important passage, or the nutshell, or the nut of Buddhist doctrine. Whatever forms, feelings, perceptions, experiences, or consciousness, i.e. rupa, vedana, sanna, sankara, vijnana, is the ancient Pali words for the psychophysical, or namarupa. There is, followers, i.e. the five aggregates, the psychophysical. There he sees these as to be without permanence, as suffering, as ill, as a plague, as a boil, a sting, a pain, affliction, as foreign, as otherness, as empty, shunyata. There's no such thing as emptiness. There is only that which is empty of something else, by the way. Okay? Very, very important. No such thing as emptiness. Not in Buddhism, not in ancient Greek monistic metaphysics. There's only that which is empty of something else. Also, too, via negativa, as empty, as selfless, with a big S, i.e. the soul, which is anattati. Yeah? In other words, without the soul. So he turns his mind, or citta, or nous, non-aggregate, away from these. Therein he gathers the mind within the realm of immortality, amatya dhatya. Realm of immortality, amatya dhatya. This is tranquility. This is that which is most excellent. Majjhima Nikaya 1.436. You see, if there was nothing ab extra to the psychophysical, rupa vedana sana sankara vijnana, there would be no immortality, there would be no escape from it, there would be no amatya datya, realm of immortality. I mean, it's fascinating how far original Buddhism, and by the way, the word Buddhism didn't even exist until the 16th century, the original article, yeah? Gautama called his teachings Brahmayana, Samyutta Nikaya 5.4, Path to the Absolute. So, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of real Buddhism. In other words, what it actually taught originally. What a novel idea! We're not going to quote, Zen Master Bada Bing Bada Boom, or, His Holiness. No, these people are not the teachings at all. And someone says, well, what's wrong with what my teacher's like? I'm interested in what original Buddhism taught, not what your teacher teaches or what you think it teaches. I'm interested in what it actually taught. What also a novel idea that is. I don't know if I need to keep reading all these passages. Kind of got to the point. I mean, you stick Buddhism in a nutshell really simply, and I've already done that kind of over and over again. The purification of one's own chitta, or mind or nous, means the light, or jyoti, within one's own chitta is the very soul, atama. Debunking 2.479. The purification of one's own chitta, this is called Buddhasasana, doctrine of the Buddha, Debunking 2.49. Now there's Buddhism in a nutshell. The Buddhasasana, which means doctrine of the Buddha, is, or is equal to, the purification of one's own chitta. Gee, that sums it up, doesn't it? Makes it kind of simple. If you can't stick Buddhism in a nutshell, you don't really understand it. I dare you to ask any Buddhist to stick Buddhism in a nutshell. They can't do it. I've done it for you like 50 times already in these 2-part video series. How is it that one is called a Buddha? Notice that the chitta is Vishurya, purified. Such is how one is deemed a Buddha. Majjhima Nikaya 2.144. A chitta which is based upon samadhi, i.e. throwing the create back in the fires of the uncreate, i.e. jhana rajayati, attains to complete sovereignty. This is known as samadhi of the chitta. Samyutta Nikaya 5.269. Void is this body of the soul, or that which the soul subsists upon. This gnosis is meant liberation of the chitta by shunyata. Shunyata is just meant via negativa. A Samyutta Nikaya 4.297. Subjugation of becoming means nirvana. Bhava nirodha nibbana. There's the best perfect last passage. Bhava nirodha nibbana. Repeat after me. You want Buddhism in a nutshell in one passage? Bhava, there's two of them. Suvimutta chittasa nibbana, the thoroughly liberated chitta, means nirvana. The other one is Bhava Nirodha Nibbana. They both mean the same thing, both those passages, which means the subjugation of becoming. Nirodha. Bhava is becoming. Bhava Nubhava means rebirth, becoming and rebecoming, blah, blah, blah. Bhava Nirodha Nibbana. The subjugation of becoming means nirvana. There's Buddhism in a nutshell for you. There's Samyutta Nikaya 2.123. This means the subjugation of the 5 aggregates of psychophysicality means nirvana. Man, there is Buddhism in a nutshell many times over. Nobody on YouTube can do it. Nobody has done it except for me just now in this 2-part series. If you think I was egotistical in saying this, you would be both right and wrong, because everything I said was correct. It's logical, it's doctrinal, and it's really simple. Buddhism is a liberation ontology based in wisdom. Bhava Nirodha Nibbana and Suvimutta Chittasa Nibbana. Yeah. That is Buddhism in a nutshell. If you understand, people don't have a primer. If you can't actually know what the fundamental whole thing is in a nutshell, then you're lost, you're clueless, you're a blind man trying to track down a road with no seeing eye dog and no walking stick. You don't know where you're going. It's like, what's the destination? What is it? What's the nutshell? I don't know what the nutshell is. Well, if you don't know what the nutshell is, then what the heck are you doing? You're just wasting your time and your life. Well, I do what my teacher tells me. Sorry, but your teacher is not a substitute for the actual teachings. Because no teacher on earth, not a single one, and this is another way to easily defeat anybody. You say, you know, your teacher would never, ever, ever in a million years say that what they teach is equal to or superior to that of the original teachings themselves. Not one ever has ever even said that, would think that, and if you ask, excuse me, sir, Mr. Guru Bada Bing Bada Boom, do you think what you say in your books and your blathering is equal to or superior to that of the original teachings? Not one of them on earth has ever even thought of saying, yes, mine is equal to or superior. None. Because it can't be. It's like, why would you listen to them? You know, I don't care what anybody believes or does or thinks. It isn't my business. But let's be logical here. So anyway, I hope you like this video series. If you thought I was angry in this video, oh, you'd be so wrong. You're angry. You were really heated in this video. That's not heated. If that's not heated, you ain't seen nothing. Anyway, I hope you like this two-part video series. If you do, you can always make a donation below. You can tell me how much you hate me. Whatever makes you happy. Yeah? I've just imparted to you 24 plus years of translating ancient Pali and being an expert on original Buddhism. Key emphasis on the word original. Okay? Lux Everetas.